Hi, this is Rashi Tiwari, and my topic is data entry forms and screen. So, firstly, we'll see form design. What is basically a form design, and what is basically a form, and its purpose. A form is a document that is used to capture a data. Uh, in in real life, if we take admission in any college or any school, what we do is we provided with a form and we fill our details. So what it basically does, it capture our data. The form is basically a document which capture our data. Form provides fields for data input. We when we fill the form, we do not directly write our name and class and roll number, and we are provided with name column, roll number column, and subject column. In Google Form also these things are provided. To form provides us field for data input. During the designing of the form, what designers should know? For firstly, they should know who will use them. If the students are using it, then they have to create it accordingly. And if the kids like 6 7 years old, then they have to create it more decoratively and more with more designing thing. So the designers should be aware about who will use the form and where would they be delivered, and also the purpose of the form. Because if we submit a form in a school, we keep it more formal. If we have to create a form and circulate within our friend circle, then we can uh, have that informally also. So we have to know about the purpose also. Automated design tool enhance the developer ability to prototype forms and reports and present them to end users for evaluation. So there are many tools, design tools that are available. So designer should also know about them also, so that he or she can create the form easily. Next is objectives of good form design. What a good form design is, or what a form design, how we can say that a form design is good. The first is to keep the screen simple by giving proper sequence, information, and clear captions. The captions should be clear, the sequence should be proper, information should be proper, and the screen should be simple. It is not that hard to decode for us, for the users, to meet the intended purpose by using appropriate fonts. The forms should have the proper options available, that if we want to take admission in some institute, then the form of that institute must be taken the our past school, our past year of passing, and all these things that are mandatory, that should be included. That so it basically what it is, that proper purpose should be fulfilled, and the completion should be there. There not be any details which is left out. So an accuracy should be there, like proper and correct data should be there. To keep the forms attractive by using icon, invoice, video, or blinking cursor, we can make our form attractive by using the icons and videos or blinking cursors we can use. And also the navigation, proper navigation should be there. If we want to jump on another page of the form, then we should be provided an option to jump. We should be clearly seeing that. So that should also be keeping in mind. Next is types of form. Now we will see the types, generally the types of forms. The first is flat forms. It is a single copy form prepared manually or by a machine and printed on a paper. For additional copies of the original, carbon papers are inserted between the copies. Um, It is simplest and inexpensive form to design, print, and reproduce, which uses less volume. So it is what it basically is. It's a copy which can be printed, and we can prepare it manually also. And there is carbon paper, the blue carbon papers, uh, which is inserted between the copies so that there, when we write on it, we create a create a more copy of that. And it is very simple and also very inexpensive. Like the carbon paper, we can bought it for 2 3 rupees. And yeah, so it is inexpensive and simple and easy to design and print and to reproduce also. Next is unit set snap out form. These are the papers with one-time carbon interleaved into unit sets for either handwritten or machine use. Carbon may be either blue or black, standard grade, medium intensity. Generally, blue carbons are best for handwritten forms, while black carbons are best for the machine use. It is also the carbon carbon type form. And here we can use the black or blue also. Blue is generally used for the handwritten ones, and the black are generally used for the machine ones. Next is continuous strip fan or fan fold form. They are multiple unit forms joined into a continuous strip with the perforations between each pair of the forms. It is less expensive method for large volume use. Sometimes we have to, big, not the A4 size paper, but the bigger papers which are interconnected. So here this forms comes into picture. Uh, so what it basically does, it is used for the multiple unit forms, and it is joined in a continuous strip with each with perforation between each pair of the forms, and it is less expensive also. Next is no carbon required paper. In this, we can clearly see by name that is no carbon is required. They use carbon-based paper which have two chemical coatings, which are generally called capsules, one on the face and another on the back of the sheet of the paper. When pressure is applied, the two capsules interact and create a image. Next is a good form design. What a good form design must be. The system analyst should be capable of the designing a complete and useful form. Like if we if we are creating a form, we should clearly have the proper information, proper designing of that form. Unnecessary forms that waste an organization's resources should be eliminated, and we do not need to have unnecessary forms, which eventually will waste the resources. Forms elicit and capture information required by the organization's member that will often be input to the computer. The information should be taken by the form in that way that we can directly get that into use in the computer. Through this process, form often serve as source document for users or for input to e-commerce application that human must enter. Yeah. So next is to design form that people find useful. Four guidelines. These are the four guidelines which should be followed. First is make form easy to fill in. If you want to enter a name, the name should be clearly there. If you want to add class should be clearly there. The form should not confuse the users or to us. Ensure that forms meet the purpose for which they are designed. The filling of the purpose is the most necessary thing. Design forms to ensure accurate completion. And lastly, keep the forms attractive also so that the user wants to fill the form. Next is seven sections of a form. These are the seven sections of the form, which which is basically a format which should be followed for a form. That is heading, identification and access, instructions, body, signature and verification, totals and comments. So these seven will eventually form a very good form. And this is an example of a form. You can see that. Next, we are going to see data entry screens, what they are actually is and what. So the first is data screen. Data entry screens can be used.
To enter data into the database. The data entered via the screen will automatically be stored in the corresponding database. How you design your data entry screen will depend on the database program you are using. So data entry screen, what they generally do is we can use that to enter our data into the database in a single line, if I say. Data entry guidelines. What are the guidelines should be followed during the data entry thing? The following are the guidelines. We'll see that one by one. How that will tell us how to design our data entry interactively and how can we make them easy to use. The first is organize fields logically. Group related fields together and use boxes or color coding to make it easy for the user to zero in on information quickly. The related information should be together, like the name, father's name. If we see a form, we see name, father's name, mother's name. They are corresponding. It is not like your name is on the first page, your father's name is on the last page. It is not the thing. What it is, name, father name. So it propers uh, a logic. So the logic should be followed. Next is don't clutter. Space fields on the screen so user can easily spot the field they need to edit. Proper space should be provided. The data should not be like merging into each other. So it will become hard to user to identify which field she needs to edit. So do not clutter. Next is don't force users to scroll. We ourselves don't want to scroll if we are reading something or filling the form. So do not make users to scroll. Make sure all your fields are visible simultaneously so you user do not have to switch between the keyboard and the mouse and user can all see the information at a glance. Sometimes when we fill the for example we have uh, like my friends also we have filled the form of Medhavi and we what we have to do is we have to scroll the form again and again. Sometimes it becomes harder for us to see the information and we ended up doing some mistakes. I myself have done a mistake which cost me a lot. So yeah, do not force user to scroll much. Next is go easy on fonts. Do not use the very fancy fonts. We keep it very simple and follow it like the heading should have one font or you make it bold. You make the heading bold or second for the field labels or third for the field contents or you just reduce the font size. So go easy on the fonts. Next is go easy on the colors also. Do not use very colors uh, that that is that continuous pin the users. Keep the colors very subtle and choose soft colors and or the colors that provide good contrast for the fields and the caption. The color should be matching. If a number of people will using your database application, keep in mind that some of them may be colorblind or suffer from the other eyesight difficulty. So we should keep this thing in mind while we choose are the colors. Next is abandon the default. Use the default screen as a starting point and tweak them or if you do not mind the extra work, build your screen from scratch. If you don't have much time to do, just use the default and modify it according to your needs. And if you have that much of the time to build the data screen, you can also do that from the scratch also. Next is check your tab order. Tab order should be correct and the field should be in the proper sequence and the data should be consistent. Incorrect tab order will only frustrate the users as we all already know, but it may cause them to enter data in the wrong field which is eventually leading to the false information and cost us something that we don't really want. So next is be consistent. If your application has more than one data entry screen, use the same look and same organization principles for the screens. If we have two forms, then the two forms should be look identical. The colors used should be identical. The content should be, the font size should be, the color should be the same, so that we have a look that okay, this is the first form. If we see the first is totally black and the other is totally green, then how will identify okay, this is the same form? So your data should be consistent, your look should be consistent, and the organization principles for both should be followed equally. Next is include help. Sometimes we need help during the filling of the form. We actually get confused like what we have to fill in this one. So for the data entry form, help should be provided when we if we fill the roll number. So we in our college also we are provided in brackets that enter your roll number in IT 2K19 and XXX. So we what we see, and we'll identify that we, even if we don't read the roll number part, we automatically know that we have to fill the roll number in this. So you should be providing the helps while designing the data entry form. Same we can do with the DOB part. If we write it like 2308 or DDMMYYY, so we do not actually have to write you should enter the date of birth. If we use the DDMMYYY sequence, then it will be easier to get it will be easier for user to enter the information. And if we do not do that, we'll see that some of the user have entered year first or entered month first, so it will be uh, difficult for us to arrange their date of birth. If thousands of users fill their form, then very it will require much more labor. So we can also include help in our data entry form. So next is provide shortcuts. Drop down list we see is a proper shortcut, we can say. And auto filled fields should be there, multiple choice field should be there. Like in our forms also, the forms we are provided, if we have to fill our forms, then the forms MCA, MTech, MBMS, we are provided with the options, so it is easier to just click and our form is filled. But if we do not provide it, we have to write all like MTech, like we have to type it by letter and letter. So yeah, provide shortcuts so that the form is easily filled and the time is lesser. The time which are going to use is lesser comparatively. Validate data as it enters. You should design your form so they check for the invalid data. So this is also a very important thing. If a suppose if it is a kid of 6 or 7 years old, we are provided him with name to enter the name, and he enters his mobile number. So our data screen form should uh, automatically, like instantly, uh, provide him with red line that you have entered numbers, we need the characters. So this things should also be there. And experimenting with the form, each database program provides different tools for designing data entry form. The different tools are available and it should be used, like to make our form more creative, it should be used. Next is software. These are the software you can use: Form Tool 97, Form Designer, Informs, Microsoft Computer, Check Form Design. So these are the basically are the software which you can use to design the form. And here are the examples you can see in that, so that you can take a reference and it will be easier to you to design the data entry form. And next is strength, weakness, and limitations.
So first is paper forms are extremely flexible. We all really know that. They can be carried virtually anywhere and completely using such simple technology as pen or pencil. The data recorded on the paper must be subsequently be entered into the computer through a keyboard, a scanner, or similar equipment. What the basic thing is, all the information we store in the computer. So if we take on the paper also, we have to enter it on the computer. Yeah, and the data should be entered in a timely fashion. In the process of obtaining the feedback needed to be correct error is lengthy and complex. We get a feedback, and there are tiny feedbacks we get, so we have to do it and it to correct the errors. So it is a lengthy process and a complex one also. Although laptop computers are quite portable, screen generally require the user to stay near a source of electrical power and to avoid certain environments, and a screen can fail also. So yeah, this is a limitation. However, because the screen is directly linked to a computer, the data can be utilized as soon as they are entered. We do not need to take a paper and the form is filled in on the paper, and now we are entering a like word by word. So yeah, it is a timely process. It is easy also, but it is a timely process. So entering data directly on the screen will save us time, and verified and corrected interactively. It is easy for us to enter, and we can also correct it consecutively. So yeah, these are the strengths and weakness and limitation. And thank you all for watching this one.